Hi, my name's Jordan Galliott. I'm up in Townsville on Barra on Wulgurukaba land, and I'm here with Jess Ardee, who is our amazing workshop facilitator to coincide with this year's Jungle Shimmy event. We're calling her workshops Get Hooked, so that you can get hooked on Datura style because it's amazing, and I'm full of cheese. And I'm just going to ask her a few questions. So, welcome, and thank you. What made you start dancing in the first place?
I love movement. Like I just really love movement. And I had a theatre background, not really full on theatre, but acting training. And a third of that was movement training. And I decided that I didn't want to pursue acting. But at the end of my training, I really missed movement. Out of everything, I missed movement. And then, so I was doing my own weird movement experiments at home when I came across some beautiful footage of Rachel Brice dancing. And that's when I got hooked on Datura style myself.
Hey, can you maybe sum up what Datura style is for people who aren't in the loop?
Sure. It's a style developed by Rachel Brice, a style of fusion belly dance, and it involves a certain approach to technique and also an improvisational vocabulary for group improvisation, similar to Fat Chance belly dance styles format of group improvisation, but Datura style has a few extra twists. Like there's a left and a right lead, so you can lead from various positions. And it's also a way to approach practice and a way to approach choreography and also individual improvisation. So it's got a lot to it. And my workshops are just sort of focusing on the technique and the group improv vocabulary, really. So I'm just touching on it, just giving you the juicy bits to start off with.
What can people expect from your workshops?
From my workshops, people can expect to learn specific Datura style vocabulary, digging right into all of the juicy details. They can expect to learn about how to make the quality of their movement really look like Datura style, instead of just learning vocabulary and having it look like it's being danced in a different style with a different quality. They could learn some Datura style group improv vocabulary. And if you do the Zills class, you get to do some juicy combos with some Zills from the vintage combos section of Datura style group vocab. So it'll be really fun. I said, come to the Zill class. It is good for you.
Yeah, that's what we need. All right. What kind of music do you gravitate towards? What are you into?
All kinds of stuff. I tend to like individual songs more than the whole body of work of an artist. I might like one or two different songs, and then I'll sort of go following my nose with certain elements of the song that I'm interested in at the time. So it sort of just fluctuates all the time, to be honest. I like stuff that is a bit moody usually, and that takes my imagination on a bit of a journey. I don't tend to go with music with lyrics because early on when I was learning with Rachel, she was talking about how sometimes we can act out songs when there are lyrics. So you're either acting out the song through your dancing, or you're fighting against the narrative that already exists within the song rather than finding your own way with the music. So, but I'm breaking that rule sometimes now. If I feel like I can do it in a non-cheesy, non-acty outy way, if I can find abstract movement that's cohesive with the music, I don't mind the lyrics sometimes.
A little bit's all right. Yeah, I think it's fair to say you're a fairly oriented person and have like quite a specific taste when it comes to dance.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a specialist than a generalist. I don't tend to want to take lots and lots of different classes in lots of different styles and sort of have a broad scope of dance that I'm taking into my own dancing. I tend to look for things that I love in other people's movement or other people's stylization, or just something about somebody else's dancing, and that's why I'll go to the class and I'll just be trying to get that. Sometimes I get lovely other surprises as well, but yeah, I've focused almost exclusively on Datura style for ages now, for a decade, and I've studied fat chants as well, but I initially did that in service of Datura style because I knew that it was a heavy influence. So yeah, at the moment, everything is in service of Datura style, all my weird creative experiments. So I'm looking at Buto a bit as well at the moment. So
speaking of your weird creative experiments, tell me
mm-hmm.
about ornamentation.
Oh, so I kind of use that word probably a little liberally. I know that it means something specific for musicians, and that's not necessarily what I'm referring to when I talk about it with dance. So I'm talking about all of the little details that are on top of things that you would assign to counts, basically. So like it might be a little weight shift for a prep, or it might be an extra little engagement of a muscle at the end of a movement to finish it off. Reverb, I think, where your flesh shakes for a moment after you stop moving, the boo 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 thing, yeah. That I would call that ornamentation as well. Yeah, so any extra little juicy details that are not necessarily always described when you're learning the basics, I like to add them on. If people are getting the basics, I like to put them on top straight away so that they can have it feel like it looks right.
Yeah.
I think people get frustrated when they can see how it looks on someone else and they're not sure why it doesn't look like the same style on their body. And so, yeah, I like to give them all of those little details. And I think because I've been learning this recently, and because I don't have a background in dance, I've actually really had to pay attention to all of those little things. I've deliberately put them into my dancing. They haven't just happened and I've noticed it over time. I've actually worked to add reverb where I see reverb, or a little squeeze where I see a little squeeze, or a little bounce where I see a little bounce, or that sort of thing. So I'm really quite aware of them, and I love sharing all those little details with people. Yeah.
You've done all the hard work for us, and we get to all right. What dance thing are you nerding out about at the moment?
Always Datura style, but I love Illan at the moment. I can't stop watching him. He's just gorgeous.
He's sharing right now too, which is nice.
Yeah, I really love his aesthetic. I love the quality of his movement. I love the fluidity and the expression, and I love that his face doesn't need to do anything because his whole body is doing everything. You just don't notice that there's kind of nothing happening here because everything is happening everywhere else, and he takes up the space. And I love I didn't think that I liked fully extended limbs, really. Like I always thought that I liked them to fall a little short and just like flirt with where they're going, but I'm starting to expand, I think, in my taste now that I can see how it looks when it ties in with the other stuff that I love. So yeah, I'm drooling about Illan right now.
Yeah, that's Illan Riviére for anyone not
sorry,
already on the Illan train. Yeah, he's got a really complete, committed way of moving. Like it's really holistic and eats up space and has like a three-dimensional quality to it that I think most belly dance styles we tend towards the static quite often. And he definitely like lifts that out of the water.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can tell he's not trying to place himself in places and do stuff. He's not trying to decide to take up space. It is just an extension of whatever intention he's working with. I know that he works with, I guess, tasking and intention with his improvised movement. And pardon me, sorry. I love watching him just sort of, it's like watching, reminds me of aikido as well. How people just sort of flip around the space like butterflies or something. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's Illan season now. It's butterfly season.
It is.
And
butterfly season.
All right, last thing. What are you the most excited about for coming to Townsville?
I would like to hug a bin chicken.
This okay. I may have insisted on ibises. What's your actual answer?
I really do like ibises, but so I thought that I hadn't been as far north as Townsville before, right? Then I remembered I actually went to a Devi Mamak workshop in Emu Park, like right before. It was actually my first class that I ever went to live. And yeah, I just sort of forgot that it was up there. It was up that high. So I met a lot of people, but I was so overwhelmed that I feel like it felt really warm and inclusive and lovely, and like it was a really beautiful community up there. But I was so freaked out the whole time that I met people and forgot them instantly. I was just in survival mode, right? I couldn't do anything. I was so scared. So I'd like to come and actually be present and grounded and meet that beautiful community up there that I sort of met, but didn't get to take in properly last time. So I feel like it's a nice opportunity for me to get amongst the people up there and meet all of the dancers who feel like I should have met properly 10 years ago.
Oh, I know you do though. Sometimes you're so flat out trying to keep up with what you're doing, but there's no room for connection. Like when you're focusing on the doing.
So it'll be lovely to connect properly now.
I'm sure. I know everyone's really excited to have you up here. It's going to be good. We run this event every year. We have had some beautiful dancers up here before. Jana El Hilwa, Zeta Ricasa, Emily Perugia, like had a bunch of people. They're always so warmly received. The workshops are so well attended. So I'm really excited for yours. A crew coming down from Cairns, driving like 4 hours away to get here.
Thank you. I'm excited too.
It's going to be great. There are still tickets available. So there's 3 3-hour workshops between the 24th and 25th of July. I will post the link for signing up for them with this video so you can check it out and book in and come and meet the wonderful Jess and learn some Datura style and have fun with us, because fun is good.